Barongo of Safaricom, the lady who is a principal. Principal what?
Principal Officer for Cybersecurity Strategy and Design.
Ish. Now there's
long title.
There's a long title. That design part. What do you do?
So basically, design basically means embedding security from the very start to the very end, and also embedding security continuously. So that means that if I was to go through our life cycle of building a product, say we are building something like Zuri, design means that security is part of the process from the start. That means that when maybe we are coming up with a concept, I'm there to advise on matters to do with data privacy. So what data is Zuri going to collect, for example? Do we really need to collect that data? And if we collect that data, in what sense are we going to use it, and how are we going to protect it? Just from the design. That's design bit, right? So you have the concept, then from there now I get to understand. So Zuri is going to be collecting this is how we can protect it. Then now once we move on to development implementation phase, then I move on to now testing the platform, doing something we call like a threat model, basically looking at the platform as a whole. What kind of risks are we foreseeing? What kind of things can attackers, based on how the platform works, what kind of things can attackers exploit, and how can we mitigate? So having that in mind, and then now when now they move to development and implementation, then now my job now becomes testing against what I defined in the the threat modeling bit, and just making sure that all the mitigation controls proposed are in place, right? Then now once we are about to go live, just making sure that we can be able to monitor any security attacks towards the platform. And then now once it goes live, then continuous monitoring and continuous testing. I think now that's where the design bit comes in, meaning security is part of the process from start to finish. Yeah.
But you see, when we are talking about security, you realize that actually the users have a very little solution in this collective solution. Can we get a better way where the end user can realize this earlier on? Because most of the time when you're being scammed or conned, or you realize actually you had very little, because you have a lot of trust in the people like Zuri and these things. So you end up saying you give your password without knowing, and all these things, and you become a victim quickly. How do we avert such scenarios
for the users, right?
Yeah.
I think should be a collective effort, and I will stay on that hill. Yes. Should be a collective effort. You should always have in mind. There's something in security we call zero trust.
Never. What is zero trust?
Zero trust means don't. Okay, if I was to explain it in layman's terms, is just don't trust anything just because
it's there.
Just because it's there. Always verify. So I think for users it's wow, how can I put it? It's normally a very tough question, but I think it just comes down to really knowing where your data is. So I've signed on to an application. Do I just trust them because they're a big company and they're going to protect my data? No. Am I going through the terms and conditions to know how my data is going to be used? Right? What I think it's a lot of self-awareness for the users. What kind of controls does this application have that I can use to protect myself? This data that I'm giving, why are they asking me for this data? Do they really need it? Do they really need this data? And if yes, fine. If not, you can opt out and use something else. So I think for users, it's always, I think, I will say a lot of things. Always verify. Know why you are giving out your data. leverage on, any security controls that this solution has to be able to protect yourself. And immediately you note that, something is, suspicious. I think if it's a company like Safaricom, if something is suspicious, you can always call and say, I'm seeing this, can you, check this from your end and let me know whether something is happening with my account. Some banks have even these solutions where you can even auto-block your card if, something happens to it, or, someone is trying to steal your money. But I think everyone needs to do their part. So the customers have to be very discerning, very self-aware, know that the responsibility, again, of course, starts with them. But now for the companies, we also need to, number one, do customer education. Number two, really employ defenses that can help us protect the, customer data from, the bad actors. And then also build platforms that users can quickly report and quickly get, remedy if anything happens.
No, there's one thing we've not talked about, and this one is also very common, is the cloning. Because with AI, I think people will be able to clone. I can clone Sabrina Barongo's number, put her image, get her voice, and call and say, Sabrina, you needed that loan. I can give you that loan. And now, since you needed a loan of 1 million, please sign in here. And because of AI and these qualities and their ability and deep fakes, how do we mitigate this?
Wow, I think it's something I think the world is also learning. Something we are still learning, because AI is proving to be quite sophisticated in the things that it can do. Something we didn't think AI could do 1 year ago. AI is already doing now. And when it comes to deep fakes, it just goes to show like how deep or how far attackers can go. Can just pretend to be someone and call you and tell you, just like you've said. How do we protect against
such?
How do we protect against such? I'll speak on it in two formats. As a company, how do you protect from deep fakes even reaching your customers? And as a customer, how do you protect yourself? I think the thing I've kept saying from the start of the show is for the customers to always verify the information that you are getting. So someone calls you and tells you the example you've used, there is this loan that you needed and whatnot. Did I ask for a loan? Yes or no? Right? Yes, okay, fine. I asked for a loan. Who is this person that is calling me? Is it maybe my relationship manager? Right? Is the number even from the bank? Is it like one of the things that are one of the numbers that are listed from the bank to be able to call me? So I think a lot of verifying, but companies, I think, there are things that we can do, even though, we are still learning. There are things that you can do to be able to, protect ourselves. There was an incident that happened, but not in Kenya. Someone from a company lost the company $25 million because of a deep fake. They were called and they were told, I'm this senior management senior management in this company, and you need to move funds from this account to this account, and they ended up losing that money. So I think for companies, it drills down to like the kind of defenses that you have and the kind of I think customer education that you have done for your employees. So when it comes down to like things like, let me say, like the customer education. So this person was told to move the funds from here to here, but again, there's that second level of discernment that people need to have. Okay, so am I really supposed to do this? Am I really supposed to be the one, to be moving this money? Fine. If you're the one supposed to be moving this money, who is the authority supposed to come from? Are there any, other second layers of approval that this needs to go through so that maybe these funds can be moved, so that you just don't have one person who is like the
Overall.
Just the single,
the signatory.
Yes, things like that. So like, I think having defenses that are in place, but I think for AI, it's a field that is going to show us a lot of things, and we will really need to be able to keep up. Yeah,
very interesting about those deep fakes and the way you've captured it, because I've seen many people lose lots of money, lots of resources. I think because of time, we'll go for the news. When we come back, we